Hi everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to do this. I'm so excited to do this. So, my name is Rosie. If you don't know me, I am 21 years old. I don't know if I should be putting out all my business out there, but yeah, I'm 21 years old. I'm a believer, and yeah, this is my second weekly video on my prayer and fasting journey. So, I did a video last week, and if you haven't watched that one, I kind of, introduce what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 weeks. And yeah, if you want a little bit more information on that, then watch that previous video. But today is week 3. It's the beginning of week 3. I was supposed to do a video yesterday, which was Sunday, but I didn't get the opportunity to, so I'm doing it today. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Just a little bit of a backstory. I am currently fasting for 5 weeks on a particular issue that I have. And I'm just gonna be like documenting the journey of what God reveals to me and like, yeah, what it looks like, basically. So last week's topic and what God had revealed to me was my issue with jealousy and envy. And I talk a little bit more about it in the previous video, but it's something that I have been going through since I was a little kid. Like, I can think of issues and incidences and situations where like I've been struggling with it. And I've always known that it's kind of been a thing that I struggle with. But I think during the first week, God really highlighted how deep it is within me and how much it really affects my life and how it really kills joy in my life and how it causes me to compare myself to a lot of people. There's like a saying where it's like, comparison is the thief of joy. That's exactly what I'm going through. But yeah, God really revealed that to me last week, and it's something that I'm continuously like working on. Obviously it's been a week, but I've noticed like a huge difference. Like my friends would tell me like things that are going on in their lives that are, things that are to be celebrated, you know what I mean? And I'll be genuinely happy for them. So obviously not perfect, but yeah, I've definitely noticed a big change in how I respond and how I feel inside when my friends tell me things about them or when I see other people winning in life, you know what I mean? I genuinely am happy for them, you know what I mean? It's a slow change, but it's a change. And like God has really shown me what it looks like and how much, like when you hand things over to him and when you confess things and when you actually give it to him, like the process is easier. Like it's not so much of a burden on you, and it, he really takes that away from you. And so yeah, like I feel like it's something that I still want to continuously like study on and pray about. But yeah, that's last week's topic and how it's currently going. So my next point is goals for this week and how what? Wait. Oh yeah. So my next point was goals for week 2 and how I went. So by the end of week 1, I had thought of goals that I wanted to take for week 2, and those goals were to try and incorporate worship and praise more, and prayer. That's what it was, worship and prayer more into my fasting, because I noted that abstaining from food and social media was the easier part, but prayer and worship, like it was something that I don't really like incorporate. So that's a goal that I had for week 2, and I think I went pretty okay. I'm not gonna say I did amazing. And actually during those worship and prayer moments was when I was closest to God, and when I would become so emotional and I would just start crying and I would just start like pouring out my heart to God, basically. So I am grateful that I had that goal for week 2. When we have all these elements of Christianity of like, okay, you have to be praying and you have to be fasting, it's not because like it's a checklist that you have to do, but it's because it's a way to also get closer to God. And that's what I experienced, like when I was praying and when I was worshiping and singing to God, like those were probably the most closest times I was to God. That's when I felt God's presence the most. And that's when I was the most vulnerable to God. So yeah, like I've seen the benefits of worship and prayer, and carving out intentional time for that. So yeah, I think I did that a little bit more. Like I said, I wasn't perfect. I didn't do it every day, but yeah, I will definitely want to continue that. How this week went with jealousy. I kind of covered that a little bit previously with my point. My next point is what God revealed to me in week 2. In week 2, these were kind of like little things that I would just realize about myself as I would go throughout the week. But I noticed that, like, okay, I am a person that likes structure. I wouldn't say I'm a type A person because I'm still a little bit messy and disorganized in some areas of my life, but I do like structure. I do like lists. I love I'm one of those, if you walk into my room, you're gonna see like calendars of different things and lists of different things and to-do lists of different things. Not because it's more so about organization, but it's more so like it's hard for me to retain information in my brain. I think it's a visual learner thing. Like, when you see something and you remember it, like for example, because I'm in uni right now, I will forget that I have assignments unless I see it visually. You know what I mean? So I literally have a board. Of like due assignments so I can actually see it. Or I have another board calendar of like work, like my shifts. Otherwise I won't go to work because I'll totally forget about it. So, and that's just the type of person I am. Like I thrive best when I have structure and lists. Like even in the mornings, like I need to like physically write down what I'm gonna do that day so that I actually do it. Like I'll write down, okay, wake up, shower, have breakfast. Like I'll write though, even though they're so like small, I'll write them down because like if I can see what I'm supposed to be doing, then I can do it. So my point is I'm a person that thrives on structure, but I noticed that even though I thrive on structure on my life in general, I don't apply structure in my faith and in my in Christianity. I just don't apply it. I just I've always been the Christian where like I just kind of expect everything to fall in place, or I don't know, like even with Bible study, like I don't really know where to start. Like, I'll be one of those Christians where you have the Bible and then you're like, okay, God, lead me to a page, whatever page you lead me to, that's where I'm going to read. You know what I mean? And then it's like, there's no structure. There's no like, you're just kind of going with the flow, and that's not how things work all the time. And so, yeah, I've realized that I'm a person that likes structure. So why not apply that in my Christian walk? Obviously, like I still allow the Holy Spirit to kind of lead me onto what to read and, but at least being intentional about like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This, you know what I mean? It really helps me. And so that's one thing that I realized and that God helped me realize is that I need to start applying more structure in my walk and in my Christian faith, in my Christian walk. So you know what I mean? So I'm just not chaotic and like, because a lot of the times I'll start Bible study and I'll spend like 20 minutes just kind of sitting there and trying to think like, okay, what should I do? What book should I read, or what, you know what I mean? And so, whereas if I have a structure, I at least have a point to start at, and then God can kind of do the rest, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's one thing that I realized is like, I need to start applying structure in my Christian walk with God. Another thing that God made me realize was, maybe I'll keep the 4-hour window even after my fast. So during this fast, I have a 4-hour window where I use social media. So originally it was from 6 to 10 p.m. And I kind of have that 4-hour window to use social media. And I've realized that even though it's like it's low-key a drag, you have to put your, like you have to be disciplined not to go on social media. I've been able to do so much with my time. Like the other day I went out for a walk on the beach and it was beautiful. I went to a cafe for tea. Like I feel like I get to experience life more outside of my phone, because I am chronically addicted to my phone. I'm not gonna lie. But what this fast has made me realize is there's so much more to life than your phone. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds like simple, but like to people like myself who are just glued to their screens 24/7, this fast has kind of helped me realize how much I can do without being on my phone all the time. Yeah, how much time I waste on it, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, one of my prayer points will be to continue and maintain the 4-hour window. When I finish the fast, I might not do it from 6 to 10, maybe I might, but just as long as I have a 4-hour window throughout my, like at some point in my day. It could be in the afternoon or at some point. I don't want it to be in the morning though, because waking up in the morning and going on your phone, like that kind of, you know what I mean? Like I should be doing other things with my mornings. But yeah, I definitely think that I should maintain the 4-hour window of social media even after my fast. So that's one thing that I realized. My next dot point is what I struggled with in week 2. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm currently on placement right now. And this year they want to start making nursing students work overnight. So that wasn't a thing before, but this year they want students to start working like 9 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. shift, so overnight. So I'm not gonna lie, that threw me off. Obviously, I wasn't gonna use my phone from 6 to 10 because I start at 9. So I kind of moved the window around and I used it like from 12 p.m. until 3, that type of thing, you know what I mean? And it also threw off my eating time window because, yeah, I don't know. The whole change just threw me off. So it kind of made me backslide a little bit, and I think I would go a little bit overboard. Like I would eat outside my window. And yeah, so yeah, I kind of broke my fast when I wasn't supposed to, basically. And what is my goal for week 3, which is this week? I guess my goal for week 3 is to try to now incorporate. I guess my goal for this week now is to try and, because in my first week, my issue was not having intentional time for prayer and worship. That was my first issue. My second issue was backsliding outside of my window in week 2. Now, week 3, I kind of want to take both of those and like improve on both of them. And yeah, that's my goal for week 3. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a bit of an update on how I'm going. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. And yeah, I'll see you next week.
All the storms I couldn't tame, you took my cloudy days and helped me find my way to